nonsense. What's got into you all of a sudden? I just got finished telling what a nice young pig you've been.
Ma, I was just trying to be a sheepdog.
Huh, enough wolves in the world already, without a nice lad like you turning nasty. You haven't got it in you, young'un.
Thanks guys. Every one of these sessions I take you behind the scenes a little bit, and today I'm going to talk about the revenue waterfall. Revenue waterfall is the lifespan of a film. So most people think a film comes out, takes its money at the cinema and goes away to a video store or whatever, but there's a few other things that happen. First of all is the theatrical release. So that's the cinema release. And as you would expect, that's where all the noise and action come from. It's still very important. Even Netflix acknowledged that a cinematic release is very important to get advertising, to get motivation for people to go and see the film. This is where the studios spend the big money to open a film. So cinema release is very important, but it only accounts for 37% of the total film's revenue. That's the average amount. Next is hard sales. So if you go to JB Hi-Fi or something like that, you'll still see rows and rows of DVDs, and a lot of people still like to purchase DVDs. They like to have them in their hands, and they like the Blu-ray, they like the director's cut. So it's still a very, very popular thing. You might go back to Matt Damon's little talk in session 1, where he explained how streaming is sort of hurting the business a fair bit. But he didn't mention that hard sales is still a very important part of the business. And it was only really 15 years ago that hard sales would be the equal of the cinematic release. So especially films like Transformers, Guardian of the Galaxy, they take $100 million in hard sales, DVD sales. Video on demand, this is where the streaming services, Netflix, Stan and the like, they first of all bring a film on and they charge you money, don't they? They charge you, I think it's $39.99 to buy the film, i.e. you can watch it whenever you like, or to rent the film, it's about $16.99. So this is what happens, and that happens probably about 80 days now, I think, from the theatrical window to the video on demand. Then we have the streaming services, so then it goes from there onto the streaming services. I mentioned a couple of them, and they're free of charge. It's only for a special limited time though, and it's only for a correct amount of streaming services. So they don't open it up to all the streaming services. They might only sell it to 2 streaming services for 24 months or 36 months. Next one is the ancillary sales. So after me, we've got Godzilla here, and the ship would have paid money to have the Godzilla. They had intern on last night at the pool. The ship would have paid money for that. You might have flown somewhere recently and watched a film. You might have gone to a motel and might have watched the film there as well. So that's ancillary sales. So we're starting to talk about another 10%, streaming another 15%. And then the last one is free-to-air TV. And that is when you obviously watch the film on free-to-air TV. Now, who's watched Pretty Woman on TV? My God, it's been on TV how many times? It's been on all the channels. So again, what happens is that no actual station purchases Pretty Woman. They will rent it for 12 months or 24 months, and the owners of the film, the distributors of the film, will tell them how many times they can screen it. So that's why you see something like Pretty Woman on 3 or 4 different channels. Well, here's the action guys, and I've got to say that Harrison Ford is probably my favourite. I think he was fantastic in The Fugitive, great in Raiders of the Lost Ark, all those films. And with the action heroes, action films, it's always a bit of a template. You've got to have some revenge somewhere, think Taken and those sort of films. You've got to have some